The problem of having to take a boat ride between yourself and basically the rest of the world is a much bigger problem in your head than it is actually in practice. It had always been a dream of my mum's to move to Rathlin. It always just seemed like a really idyllic place to live. So over there, that's Scotland, that's the edge of Scotland, and then that's Northern Ireland. We're sort of dead in the middle between Northern Ireland and the outer islands and stuff of Scotland. You do sacrifice a certain degree of connectivity, you know, particularly from the perspective of a young person. It's like just seeing my friends at the drop of a hat, or going to see my girlfriend at the drop of a hat. That's just not possible when you have to wait for a ferry to take you over to the mainland. There's about 150, 160 people on the island, something like that. The bar would be the main community centre in terms of what's going on, and there's some fantastic entertainment in the bar, and that's where people would sort of head to have a good night out. If I want to stay out past 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, you know, which is, you know, getting late back from a day out, that becomes an overnight stay. So very often it becomes a case of paying for a B&B room for a night, or paying for a hostel room for a night. You know, if you at the end of the day have to spend 20 quid on a hostel room, or 40 or 50 on a B&B room, that suddenly becomes a really expensive night out. My journey to school, I live about a 5–10 minute walk from the harbour, so I'd walk over to the harbour, get the boat, which would be at about 7:30 or sometimes 8 o'clock in the morning. It would leave, go over to Ballycastle, and then once I'm in Ballycastle, it would be by car getting to onto Ballymoney, where I was going to school. All in all, that journey would be about an hour, you know, which isn't too dramatic, you know. It's not too tough of a commute, and you know, it's just a matter of just taking each step as it comes. It's a way of life that's just a lot slower and a lot calmer and a lot more peaceful, and at the end of the day, I think that's a positive in the end.
If you could pick now, London or Rathlin Island?
Rathlin Island all the way.